Today, we are diving into a truly remarkable discovery, one that peels back the layers on a really chaotic period of ancient Egyptian history. And it's all thanks to a group of women who have been silent for 3,000 years.
So, our story kicks off in the Theban necropolis. Now, this is a huge, sprawling city of the dead, right on the west bank of the Nile. For centuries, this was the place to be buried if you were one of Egypt's nobles or high-ranking officials.
Archaeologists were working in this limestone courtyard of a tomb that was already known when they stumbled upon something completely unexpected. Right there, underneath the flagstones, they found a dark, hidden funerary chamber.
And what they found inside, well, it hadn't seen the light of day for 3,000 years, just sitting there, perfectly preserved in the cool, dry dark. Okay, let's really dive into the discovery itself, because it's not just what they found, It's the incredible condition it was in that makes this story so unbelievably compelling.
So, the chamber held 22 wooden coffins, and when I say they were intact, I mean they were remarkably intact. The wood was solid, the mummies were still inside, and they were all cleverly stacked in rows to fit into this tiny space.
The state of preservation is it's stunning. I mean, after 3 millennia underground, the paintings on these coffins are still just popping with these vivid colors. But that's not all they found. Tucked away with the coffins were several fragile and very mysterious sealed papyrus scrolls.
But here's the thing. There was a big problem. There were no personal names written on the wood. So, how on earth could archaeologists figure out who these people were? They really needed a clue.
And that question, that became the real driving force of the whole investigation. Who were these people? What part did they play in an Egypt that was going through this immense, chaotic change?
Well, it turns out the answer was painted right there on the coffins. Most of them had the title Chantresses of Amun. So these women were priestesses. They performed sacred music, they took part in rituals, they were basically the god's voice on earth. And that one single phrase, it connected all of them to one of the most powerful religious cults in ancient Egypt and to its most powerful god. To really get why this title is such a big deal, you first have to understand the incredible power of the god they served, Amun.
You see, Amun, whose name means the Hidden One, wasn't just some local god. No way. He actually merged with the sun god Ra to become Amun-Ra, the undisputed king of all the gods. His authority literally shaped everything, from daily temple life right up to the power of the pharaoh himself.
And this brings us to the backdrop of it all. The Chantresses, they didn't live in some stable, unified Egypt. They lived during a time of deep chaos and division called the Third Intermediate Period.
This was a time of huge political upheaval. After Ramesses XI died, the super-powerful new kingdom just collapsed. The monarchy crumbled, and the whole country literally split in two, with rival groups ruling from completely separate capitals.
And this division was really stark. In the north, you had the pharaohs hanging on to political power from the city of Tanis. But down south, in Thebes, that became a full-on theocracy, a state ruled by religious authority. The high priest of Amun governed by asking the god what to do for every major decision. In Thebes, Amun was treated like the actual king.
But right in the middle of all this chaos, the cult of Amun offered immense power and prestige, and especially to women. The most elite women could hold the title God's Wife of Amun, a position that gave them almost as much wealth and influence as the pharaoh. It just goes to show you, in an unstable world, these religious roles gave women a really unique path to status and power. So let's jump back to the present day, because the work on these incredible artifacts is, well, it's far from over. A super meticulous conservation process is happening right now. You have experts reinforcing the fragile wood, stabilizing the plaster that's breaking down, and so carefully cleaning the paint to get rid of 3,000 years of grime and reveal those brilliant colors underneath. This find, it's not just about ancient history, it's a huge deal for understanding our shared cultural heritage. As Egypt's Minister of Tourism and Antiquities said, it highlights the immense civilizational and human value these discoveries hold for all of us. But you know what? The most exciting part of this whole story might be what's still to come. Remember those mysterious scrolls? Inside the chamber, archaeologists found a big pottery vessel with 8 of them inside, still sealed with their original 3,000-year-old clay seals.
And so, the mystery continues. These scrolls are just waiting to be carefully unrolled and translated, which leaves us with one final tantalizing question.
What other secrets from the world of the Chantresses of Amun are still waiting to be revealed?